Marvel has one job with an Avengers trailer: make you feel like something impossible is about to happen. And after watching the first trailer for Avengers Doomsday, I think they absolutely nailed that feeling. But what surprised me most wasn't the action, it wasn't the cameos, it wasn't even seeing all these heroes together. It was the atmosphere. This trailer feels heavier than recent Marvel trailers. Instead of racing from joke to joke, it builds tension. Every shot feels like it's leading towards a disaster that no one is ready for. That's exactly what an Avengers movie should feel like. Let's start with the biggest talking point: Doctor Doom. We barely see him, yet he dominates the trailer. That's how great villains are introduced. They don't need endless screen time, they need presence. The voice is calm, controlled, and confident. Nothing about him feels rushed or over the top. And then there's that moment where he casually stops Thor's Stormbreaker. If Thor struggles, everyone should be worried. That's a brilliant way of establishing Doom as a genuine threat without revealing too much. Now, the Robert Downey Jr. question. I will be honest, I was skeptical when the casting was announced. Iron Man is such an iconic role that it's hard not to see Tony Stark. But this trailer gives me hope. The body language and the tone all feel different enough that I'm curious instead of concerned. The real test will be the movie itself, but this is a strong first impression. Another thing I loved is how the trailer treats the returning characters. The X-Men don't feel like random fan service. Seeing Professor X, Magneto, Cyclops, Gambit, Mystique, it immediately raises the stakes because it feels like different worlds are finally colliding. And that's the key. This doesn't look like cameos for the sake of cameos. At least from the trailer, it looks like every group has a role to play. The Fantastic Four, the Wakandans, the Avengers, the Thunderbolts, the TVA. For the first time in a while, the MCU actually feels connected again. Speaking of the TVA, Loki's appearance immediately raises questions. Where exactly is this version of Loki in the timeline? Is this before the ending of his series? After it? Or is it another version entirely? I'm glad the trailer doesn't answer that. Mystery is far more exciting than explanation. One moment that genuinely caught me off guard was Steve Rogers. Marvel could have saved that reveal for theaters, but at the same time, hiding something that big in today's internet is almost impossible. And honestly, if they're willing to show Steve in the first trailer, imagine what they are not showing. That's what keeps me excited. Now, one concern. I really hope this movie doesn't become cameos the movie. Seeing familiar faces is exciting for about 10 seconds. After that, the story has to take over. Infinity War worked because every appearance served the plot. If Doomsday remembers that lesson, this could be something special. If it forgets, we will have an expensive highlight reel instead of a great movie. Visually, everything looks fantastic. The destroyed landscapes, the massive statues, the battlefields, the darker color palette, it all feels grand without becoming visual noise. Even the action shots seem more restrained, allowing the tension to breathe instead of throwing explosions into every frame. That's a nice change. Overall, this trailer does exactly what a first trailer should do. It introduces the threat, shows just enough heroes to remind you how massive this movie is, creates dozens of questions, and somehow leaves you wanting even more. It's that Marvel finally made me feel curious again. Not just excited, curious. Who is Doom really? How do all these universes collide? Why does Thor look genuinely afraid? And what impossible choice is everyone about to face? If the movie answers those questions as well as this trailer asks them, we could be looking at Marvel's biggest event since Endgame. Now it's your turn. Did this trailer restore your confidence in the MCU, or are you still waiting to be convinced? Let me know in the comments.